Welcome to Outdoor Education. My name is Coach Butler. Why don't you come on in and have a look? Before I get into the details of how this class is going to look over the next few months for your child, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born and raised here in Southlake, Texas my entire life, and I graduated from Carroll Senior High in 2011. I was fortunate enough to play college football at Abilene Christian University and Southwestern Oklahoma State University. Once I was done playing, I pursued my master's degree in sports management while I was a graduate assistant at Southwestern Oklahoma State. Since then, I'm now in my 4th year of teaching outdoor education, and it's been a blast. Carroll Middle School has provided me with a lot of opportunities, and some of those things have been able to lead and sponsor the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the Carroll Bass team, the Clay Target team, and hopefully coming this spring, the first ever Carroll NASP archery team. Aside from hanging out with my wife, who is also a teacher and a coach here at Carroll Middle School, I love anything related to the outdoors, especially hunting and fishing. My goal for your child this semester is to provide them a safe, positive, and fun learning environment, and to also help them gain a deeper appreciation for the outdoors. To do that, we're going to be learning a bunch of different units that is related to outdoor education. The first unit that we're going to go over, and it's only going to last a week, is homesteading basics. This is a very fun unit and the kids really enjoy it. Once we're done with homesteading basics, we're going to jump over to boater education. This is probably one of the most important units because once your child is done with boater education and they have taken the test, they will be able to receive their boater's license. In order for your child to obtain their boater's license, there are a few things that must be done. Number 1, they must learn the curriculum and the content, which they're going to do in my class. Number 2, they must pass the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department test, which they're going to take and study for in my class. And number 3, the parent must pay the $20 fee for them to obtain their boater's license. You may pay for that fee by going to Skyward Family Access. Although your child may not be into boating right now, you never know if they will be further on down the line. And with that being said, it is highly recommended that you pay for your child to obtain their boater's license, because a boater's license is valid for life in any state, and they're already going to be learning the content and taking the certification test. Once your child is done learning about boater education, we're then going to move on to one of my favorite units to teach, which is hunter education. The whole purpose of hunter education is to obviously teach your kid about hunting, but it's to also get them hunter safety certified. The reason your child needs to get their hunter safety card is once they turn 17 years old, they have to have it in order to go hunting the rest of their life. Now I know your child's not 17 years old yet, but they're already going to be learning the curriculum and taking the test. For your child to get their hunter safety card, there's a few things that need to be met, just like your child getting their boater's license. Number 1, they must learn the curriculum and the content, which they will do in my class. Number 2, they must pass the Texas Parks and Wildlife Hunter Education Test. And number 3, you must pay the $15 fee on Family Access Skyward. And although your child may not be into hunting right now, or y'all may not know much about it, you never know if they're going to fall in love with it later on in life. Just like myself, all I did growing up was play sports. And about 2 years ago, I started hunting for the first time. And now that's all I want to do is be outside hunting in my free time. Once your child is done learning about hunter education, we're then going to move on to Dutch oven cooking, which is a great style of cooking that you and your family can do while you're in the outdoors, such as camping. Unfortunately, due to COVID, I'm not sure if your child will be able to eat the meals this year from the Dutch ovens, but we'll see how COVID looks in a few months. Regardless, your child will still learn how to cook on a Dutch oven. Once we are done with Dutch oven cooking, it leads us right into the next unit, which is camping basics. During this module, your kid is going to learn all the basics to setting up a campsite so that you and your family can go out and camp later this spring. Once we are done talking about camping basics, my class is then going to head outside to the tennis courts, and your child is going to learn all about NASP Archery, which stands for National Archery in the Schools Program. Your child is going to learn 11 steps to properly shooting a bow and arrow. The next unit after NASP Archery will be slingshots, and we'll actually be utilizing Daisy slingshots. This is a brand new unit that has been introduced to outdoor education classes all over the country, and I'm really looking forward to it. Depending on the weather and how school is progressing this semester, I may be adding in a new unit of study for the first time ever called Estes Model Rockets. Your child will learn how to construct a rocket and shoot it up in the air and retrieve it. This is something that I did with my dad many years ago when I was a kid. The next unit, which is also a fan favorite over the 4 years I've been here, is Angler Education. Now, depending how COVID looks in the schools, we may or may not be able to go off campus for fishing. But if we are able to go off campus, your child will load up on the school bus, will head to Carillon, and will fish during your child's specific class period. If not, I have a great set of curriculum, and your child will still get to go outside on the football field and learn how to cast different types of rods and reels. Camping Games was a new unit that I launched last semester. Because of COVID, we were not able to go off campus for several weeks and fish. During this unit, your child will learn how to play spike ball, pickleball, cornhole, tetherball, and a few other games that you and your family can enjoy while camping or spending time outdoors. Now, one thing that's been really fun in outdoor education over the years is all the field trips that we've been able to take. Unfortunately, the field trip to the Dallas Safari Club convention has been canceled, but depending on how COVID looks in the schools later this spring and towards the end of the school year, we might be able to go on the field trip to Cinnamon Creek Ranch, where your kid will learn more about archery, and we may be able to go to Bass Pro Shops, where your kid will learn about fishing, archery, and many more topics. I do spend a great deal of time posting on social media anything related to my outdoor education class and the outdoors. So if you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, my handle is @CoachNButler, or you can look me up on Facebook by searching Coach Butler's Outdoor Education Class. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at nathan.butler@southlakecarroll.edu, and I cannot wait to get to know your child this semester.